Because I'm tired. It's dark. It's night. All right, listen, I gotta hold on a minute. We've been out catching redfish all day. It's night. We went out. What time did we go out? Like 10 o'clock? We went out like 10 o'clock this morning and we started catching redfish and we had a pretty good day. So I'm just going to, this is a tale of catching redfish. Come on, let's go. So we're fishing in the Cape Fear River, and I found this little trout, and I'm like, there are some mud minnows in it, and some minnows in it, finger mullet. And I threw the cast net out, and I got lucky. I got a couple, but I was having a really hard time. The waves were pretty choppy. The surf's been choppy all week, really, to be honest with you. And so I'm going to do a kind of a back and forth between mud minnows and shrimp. But we had the mud minnows on here, and Kim got one right away, and which was pretty nice. And she's reeling it in, and it was obviously a pretty big fish, probably a pretty big red drum. So I ran over. I'm like, I'm going to get the net, help her get out of the surf right there. So as I'm running over to get the net to help her get out of the surf, I turn around and it's flat. Her line's flat, and she's like, it got off. And I looked at it, and really what happened was, and this happens all the time, the hook got bent. And really, this is the big problem. I've had this happen a couple times. So what I decided to do was loosen the drag. If I loosen the drag, it's not going to be so much. Let the fish take it. Let him run with it. And then we got another one right away. Now this is my tiny little pink. This is my daughter's pink reel. I know it's embarrassing, but I catch a lot of fish on this reel, and I really like it. It's like a $25 reel. It's embarrassing, but anyway, Kim got the net this time, so she was like going to go out there and get the fish, make it a little easier, bring him in with the net, and she got it in. And I guess he was probably about 22 inches. We measured him, and I'm like, well, that's a keeper. That's a red drum. That's a keeper, so we can make some fish tacos out of that right there. So we're thinking about keeping him. And then Kim got another one, and she got it in, and I grabbed the net this time, and I'm like, okay, let's check out this one, and probably about the same size, about 22 inches. So we're in slot, which is great, but you're only allowed to keep one per person. So I'm going to catch one, Kim's going to catch one. If we catch any more, we have to decide, do we want to keep a 22-inch or a 21-inch red drum? I don't know. So we decided, okay, we'll let them go. So Kim was thinking about it, and she's like, nah, we can do better. So I'm like, all right. So I just took him back to the surf and released him. Look how choppy the water is. It's been really choppy the last couple of days, no doubt about it. So he got released. He got let back in the water. Good for him. Meanwhile, we decided to go out for lunch. We went to the Rusty Hook. They have parking for boats, and they allow dogs in the back. So we had to wait a couple of minutes. There was some people in there. I guess we waited about 10 minutes, but we got in really quick. They have the menus. You just use a QR code to check the menu right there, and we get the dog, Bailey. She gets a hamburger, a kid's meal. She's all happy about that. I got their fish special, which was a fish sandwich. And I get fish tacos, but I was like, all right, I'll try it. And it was like, pretty good. Actually, I had to cut it. It was this big, ginormous sandwich. So, yum. Shoved that in my face right there. And Kim got a shrimp burger kind of a thing, and it was really good too. Plus they have this, they call it Texas caviar. It's like beans and corn. I don't know what it is, but it's really good. Used to be the Dead End Saloon. They still have to sign up for that, but now it's the Rusty Hook. So check it out. Anyway, we went back out fishing some more, and I could not find any more minnows. I was having a really hard time finding the minnows. So I'm like, I'm just going to throw some shrimp on there. I got some shrimp. Red drum, they kind of aren't really fussy. They'll eat fish, they'll eat live fish, they'll eat cut bait, they'll eat shrimp, and apparently this guy decided to eat a piece of shrimp. So I got him on the hook, and again, I'm just like, it's not really the size I want. He's slot, but he's not ginormous, so he's going to go back in the water. We're going to get the one we want, trust me. And then, anyway, I went back out and I threw the cast net a couple more times in that trowel, and I got some really small mud minnows. And I'm like, all right, so let me try the mud minnows here. I've been doing them on a double drop rig, but I happen to have a knocker rig on my pen reel with just a really small little weight on it, and it just kind of stays. It doesn't run a lot like a Carolina rig. It just runs back and forth. Anyway, by the time the hook hit the water, I think the second the hit hit the water, the fish hit. And I was like, all right, now this is a good size fish. I'm going to pull this guy in right now. So I'm pulling him in, and Kim's out there with the net because we're trying to keep him. And I'm like, let's see what we got here. And it's another red drum. Kim's like, I'm getting tired of catching red drum. Can't we catch something else? I'm like, you're the only person in America right now that's saying that. So we got another red drum. And again, in that 22-inch range, and Kim's just walking away. She's like, I don't know. You're gonna let him go. I know you're gonna let him go. So I was like, all right, we gotta try this one more time. So I set up one more mud minnow, and then I got the one I was wanting to get, and I started reeling in. Meanwhile, Kim had gone for a walk. She's like gone. I'm like, where is my net girl? I need my net girl to help me get this guy on the beach. It's the biggest fish I caught all day, and we finally got up on the shore, and I'm like, this is a big fat fish right there. Look at this guy, and I'm just like, I'll just do it myself. I don't need net girl. I'll just pull him up there myself. So I threw him up on the beach. I ran over and I got my measuring stick, and you're having a good day when you get the measuring stick and it's a 3-way stick and you got to open up all 3 ways. And I measured him. He was between 24 25 inches. I'm double checking him, right? He's in slot. I'm like, this is a nice big fat red drum. So this one's going in the cooler. He's going home. He's going to be some fish tacos. Kim was like, can you make some fish dip out of that? I'm like, no, I can't make fish dip out of red drum. It's just too good a fish. We're going to be eating this. It's going to be some fish tacos. So that's our red drum excursion for the day. I guess we caught 4 or 5 of them, and we kept 2, one for Kim, one for me. And that's legal. We'll let the rest go. And you got some pretty spots on them too right here. Let me tell you what. And that's about it. So get out there, get fishing.